Well, hello there, folks. How's it going today? I hope everybody's having a great day and doing really good. Today, we're going to take a look at the theremin here. Now, the first question I have for you is this. Is this an effect, or is this an instrument? Now, I had to think about that for a minute myself. This is considered an instrument. And the reason being is because you can manipulate the pitch with your appendages, I guess, and whatever. So you actually can play tunes on this. It would be quite a learning curve, I'm guessing, but in any case, it's a pretty cool thing. Now, I'm going to explain as best I can remember how this works. It's been a long time since I looked at the circuit on this, okay? Before we get going, though, I'm going to plug a channel that a friend of mine runs. It's called the Guitar Reliquary, okay? Check his channel out. He's a really super smart guy. He has great guitars. He has great data, information. No stone is left unturned, and he demos it. He's buying guitars and swapping and selling constantly. He's been around guitar collections his entire life. I know his dad really well. He's a lot of the reason why I have a lot of guitars. I've learned a lot of stuff from those guys, and they've handled more guitars than anyone I know personally. So check his channel out. He's got a great bunch of videos up already. And, I want to see him get some more subs and some good people to his channel. He doesn't need any, bad comments or anything like that, nor do I. This is just for fun what we do, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Anyways, check that out, the Guitar Reliquary. Do you know what a reliquary is? It's, I put myself on the spot. I think it's a place where they hold like the Holy Grail or antiquities of superior value. So check it out. Anyway, the theremin here. Back to this. So the theremin is basically, if I remember it has two antennas, okay, and it also has two circuits that run on like radio frequency, I believe, and they oscillate, and it causes an electromagnetic field, and that's what you're disturbing when you get close to the antenna, okay? One antenna discerns the pitch, I think, and one discerns, the distance. So it's really kind of a cool circuit. I was going to build one of these at one point, and I just really never got around to it. I remember that's how I learned about the actual circuit. I think I got that pretty close. Don't beat me up if I'm wrong, but in any case, do you guys remember Star Trek, right? The original Star Trek, not all this new stuff, but that was, the theme song was done with a theremin. Boo doo 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 doo. Pretty cool, pretty amazing to pull those notes out of this. Really, I mean, this would take some really great amount of practice to master something like this, in my opinion. I mean, so in any case, I really got into it because of Jimmy Page. It wasn't necessarily Star Trek. I didn't know that Star Trek was using this on the intro until I, started researching, Jimmy Page's stuff that he was using, and that's how I found out. So Jimmy Page really didn't use it musically. It was just more like an effect for him. It was psychedelic, real spacey, and just different because no one else was doing it. A lot like the violin bow on the guitar, which I was doing yesterday, and that's what brought me to this today. So Jimmy was he was looking for sounds that nobody else was using and trying to, come up with something new and hip and really cool. So, in any case, this is kind of fun to mess around with. I think I'm gonna put it on a stand, which it's on now, and leave it in the jam room here, and everybody can kind of mess with it. And that's usually how it goes when you're jamming. People will, they'll walk up and do the little things, and everybody, gets a kick out of it, and it is fun. It is kind of cool in a recording too, if you really need something different, you can use it. So I'm just going to give you a little demonstration again. Now this does have a knob on it, and it does have a 9-volt battery inside it, okay? So I've got it hooked up to a foot switch so I can turn it on and off, which is kind of nice. So with the knob turned all the way clockwise, I can get this low pitch. If I turn the knob counterclockwise, so basically what that does, it adjusts how much of the low frequency you can get. And as you dial the knob back, it actually cuts some of the almost like, a filter, it cuts some of that low frequency out so you're left with more high. So I like to leave it on the low. So I can kind of get an E, because like Dazed and Confused and Whole Lot of Love are an E. So I like to have that frequency down, so I at least can use it if I need it. It's better to have it than not have it, but it is kind of freaky sounding. I think you would probably hear this in some of the early space movies too. I'm pretty sure they were using this, for sound effects, which, yeah, that's, and just think of that, in the first, alien encounter movie or space movie, and, listening to that, that's just something you'd never heard before. And, I didn't know what it was either. The first time I heard it, I was like, what is that? I knew it was some sort of electronic gizmo or whatever, but I really didn't understand how it worked. And like I said, when I got into the Jimmy Page thing, which was at a very young age, so I was searching this stuff out as best as I could. There was no internet, so it was hard to get the info. This doesn't even actually belong to me. This belongs to my son. It's been here for quite a while. I think he bought this probably 20 years ago on eBay. There was a guy that was making them. It's handmade and everything. It does have a printed circuit board in it, I believe. I'll have to take it apart and look again, because I do need to take it apart, check the battery, maybe change the battery. But it is a circuit board, and it's pretty simple to build. You need a volume pot, a jack, an antenna, and a little bit of circuitry, and some kind of 9-volt battery strap with a clip. Or I thought about building one. I still might, and I think what I'll do though, if I build one, I'm gonna put a DC jack in it, so I don't have to use a battery. And I'll just, I got to hook a cord to it anyway. I'll just run a power cord up to it. And I hate having batteries and stuff sometimes because, things like this, excuse me, don't get used all the time. So it's easy to forget about it and leave the battery in there for years. And we all know what that does. So anyway, I thought I'd share this with you. Like I said, while I was in the Jimmy Page mode from yesterday with the bow and all that. So again, I think I'm gonna leave it in the jam room next time we jam. I'll just hook it up to an amp with a delay pedal or something, and you can experiment with different effects with this too and get some really crazy sounds. So If you're looking for something different, or if you're looking for the Jimmy Page thing, or just looking for something to have fun with, it is pretty cool. And it is considered an instrument. So, you don't see many lead theremin players. Not a lot of call for them these days, I guess. I don't check the musicians' want ads, but I'm guessing they're not in high demand and probably not paid much either. So anyway, give it a shot. If you guys know somebody that has one, you just want to have fun. I can't really remember what this cost. I'm thinking it was under $100 at the time, which it should be because there's really not much to it. So we'll see. I'm going to research the circuit again and see what I can come up with. I'll probably just copy it. I don't think you can really improve on it. Maybe you can. I don't know. Somebody out there probably has, but I'm just going to try to mimic what I got here, and so I'll have one, and I can get this one back to him. And, like I said, he was a big Jimmy Page guy too, and that's why he bought this. So, this was my first experience with one, was when my son bought it, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. I thought there was a lot more to it, but it's really just an easy thing to do, like I said. Now, hooking it up to a delay pedal, I think, is big too. No delay. Here's some delay. It just, obviously you're headed for some kind of spacey psychedelic effect. So you're pretty much, I think it's going to be a turnkey setup to have a delay pedal involved in it, because it really does give it the effect that I'm looking for. And I guess that's from watching Jimmy Page again, because he definitely had a tape echo or something like that hooked up to his. And it was just a cool thing to see him do that on stage and doing all these kind of weird, people that didn't know what that was must have thought he was some kind of sorcerer or a magic man or something, Like, wow, he's making these noises right out of the air with his hands. So that was my first impression, at least, When I was a kid, I was like, whoa, what is he doing? The first time I saw The Song Remains the Same, I was like, my mind was absolutely blown, and I just didn't know where to find one. I didn't even know what it was called for a while, but I knew it was cool, and if you were going to play like some Zeppelin cover or whatever, you probably ought to have one. So, leave something in the comments, guys. Let me know what you think. Was Jimmy the first guy to really take advantage of this and rock and roll? I'm saying, I don't know of anyone else that did it. So if you do, I'd like to know and at least check out what they did, And we'll see what happens. Like I said, like and subscribe. Leave something in the comments. Any info you guys know about this is more than welcome. I'm always up for learning something new. So we'll see you guys real soon. Thanks again to all the new subscribers and all the original ones that have been showing up on the channel. Don't forget to check out the Guitar Reliquary on YouTube. Really cool channel. And we'll see you guys real soon. Be good. Okie doke.